What is going on, everyone out there in the world? Ketchup, my good friend, my pal, my confidant. We are back with another edition of Friday Night Fights. We've got 4 weeks ahead. What are we doing here? What is the tea? Take the temperature. What are we looking at?
I mean, we're doing what we always do here on Friday Night Fights, showing off the highest level battle mode that you can find. And, since the update, the big update that's added a bunch of new content, battle mode did receive a bunch of them as well, right? Battle mode 2.0. We have the Dread Knight. It's the first time we've had a new demon, so that's wicked. There's just new content to go over, and it's great for the competitive scene to kind of just digest it and kind of break down all those new additions, because you love to see it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like update 666 was so many things for so many different players, but for Battle Mode 2.0, you went over like the main things. We've got Dread Knight in, we've got some new balance changes, and again, you might notice something different in the background. I don't exactly know what all of these packages in what looks like an Amora set that are happening, but this is none other catch-up than Stronghold, the new Battle Mode 2.0 arena. And I think we're going to get one of those matches tonight, if you can believe it.
I've really loved all of the new maps that have been added, because in a similar vein to, excuse me, with every sort of campaign DLC that's been added, you can really tell that I saw the quote and I've never forgotten it. The display of absolute confidence in design, right? The team kind of understands so much more about their own game that each new arena in all of the the expansions that come out, they're just much more sophisticated and more in depth to add extra challenge. I get vibes of that from the battle mode maps in the exact same way. They know more about their own game mode. There's more confidence. There's more understanding. So those maps that come out just allow you to be more creative than you could. Every time a new map comes out, people love it. And I like that.
Absolutely. And this is, again, Stronghold. Like we've got some amazing testers that come out of Spicy Demons. Shout outs to Spicy Demons. And I mean, it's just like, I feel like I could go like on a laundry list of like all of the people we have to thank and give shout outs to, but like we have 3 absolute monsters in store tonight. We've got Gigzy coming from Australia. We've got Inamatrix coming from the Best Coast. And we've got also semi-Best Coast. I don't even know geography, somewhere in the more middle, but mainly Best Coast with mountains. We've got none other than Machi coming at you. So it's like we've got monsters. Spicy Demons, though, the point I was trying to make before I was like, let me not mess all these names up, which I've probably just done like 50% of that. But what I really wanted to get at is I feel like it's like we've got Stronghold. We've got all of like the madness coming from that, which is so like we owe so much to the community because we actually did some testing with them. So like, as Hugo likes to say, if you have any complaints, take them to Spicy Demons and give them to them, not to us, because they helped shape that map and the flow. And it's just one of those things that, like, again, as we've progressed, as the life of the game has lived on for all this time, we've gotten such great, basically like connection to the community, to all of like the top level players and all of the opinions, so that, again, like you said, it's like we just keep making our best version. We keep making our best arena or our best, demon, which we'll see tonight because we got some Dread Knight. But also, speaking of tonight catch-up, I don't know how you do it, but I feel like you and your brother have there's like a condiment duplicity machine somewhere in the UK where you're able to be on more than one stream at once. How is this happening? Because I think you're on Iron Fist on the Quake channel right now. Is that correct?
Yeah, so once again, full transparency, much like the last time we did this, I got to be in 2 places at once, and because of that, this is pre-recorded. We did it a few days in advance, because I'm currently in London doing the Iron Fist Invitational for Quake Champions, which, to be fair, haven't seen the Quake LAN in like 2 years. Gotta be involved in that, right? See all the family again, see everyone play Quake at the highest level. But look, we've got Doom as well. If you're an id Software fan for like multiplayer shooters, I think you're eating good right now.
I was gonna say, I think Friday Night just got whatever the newest thing is. Is it lit? I don't know. Is it based? I'm not even gonna try to slip down the slippery slope of the newest words, but lo and behold, catch-up, people are here to see the best of the best, and we have 3 matches queued up. Again, we're not playing best of 3. We're just going straight 1, 2, 3. Will we get a best of 3? Time will tell how these maps shape up, but if you are ready, my friend, we could get straight into the first match for the first time since QuakeCon. I don't even know what time is anymore. Do you?
No, the last 2 years have kind of just merged into one.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, to be fair, there's probably at least one person in chat right now saying, "Oh my God, start the match!" But you're in luck because we're about to.
So 3, 2, 1, Friday Night Fights is back again. Okay, starting off with Extraction, again, Ketchup. We've seen this map many times. We love this map. It's got those tricky corridors underneath, which if you have the right demon squad, ends up being like a pincer hurt locker. But then those lanes up top, like it's basically like you've got the teleporter, which is now has a bit of a cooldown as it should. Like the question is going to become with this set, which you've got now Pain Elemental and the Dread Knight for the first time ever on Friday Night Fights. What's it going to look like? What's it going to be? How's it going to shape up? What are you thinking, Ketchup?
Tell you what I'm thinking, all this new stuff that I just get so rusty with. I love seeing all the new skins, and especially that Dread Knight, which, hey man, it's not been out for a huge amount of time, but give a couple of days even to high-level players and they'll find some good juice. Now, Dread Knight has that brawler element to him, I think definitely mobility, but I kind of like this. You know, you're looking at this composition, already going in with the aggression. That's going to be the Berserk as well. You can see how much damage that Slayer takes in the blink of an eye. You know, 1 minute he's doing well, and then the next, he's all over the place. And I think they can use this to be nice and aggressive.
I also love how, like, between Machi and Inamatrix here, you've already got, like, if they were spawning demons, I missed it because they're doing damage and they're pushing just like this to the point where now Gigzy with his yeet hooks has got himself in a situation where it's a 1v1. And honestly, you've got some mobility here. The shield is down with the JK Rawling. That's round 1 in the favor of Gigzy. So that initial push didn't work out, but let's talk about these end of round upgrades real quick.
A lot of it is what you expect. The difference comes from the Dread Knight. You know, you have all of those new stuff that you can take, and it's a little bit different to what you might expect. As we jump into this next game, that fit meatball's going to come out, of course.
Yep.
You know, I'd be very surprised if we ever not see that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But a scary game played at the end of that round. All you can really do is use the terrain and just hope that you don't get hit. But in that situation, Slayer was definitely going to do it. Got rid of the shield already, though. And even though that Dread Knight is pretty much one shot, there we go. Takes him out. A pretty healthy Pain Elemental. The game's going to be escape. You know, you've seen battle mode once or twice. You know what's going to happen here. It's going to be kiting. It's going to be running away, allowing your teammate to spawn, because that's it. Now, the second you get staggered, it's really tricky for the demons to get back up on top. Now, that was lovely awareness. Didn't even need to see the Slayer there. Just listen out for the dash, and then you get out accordingly. Now, they've spawned. I think the odds go back into the favor of the demons. There's that loot block.
100%. And I really like the way Gigzy didn't try to split damage, went full on. Let me take out the pressure unit first, and absolutely deleted Machi. But now that they're back, and of course you're going to have Ina at a bit of a disadvantage now that she's been on the map for the longest as a demon. But their loot blocks are spot on. They you know, as it is written, it shall be done. Haven't missed a single one. Of course, they only have so many in the tank, but that exchange right there that is like splitting hairs, Ketchup. It's like, I love to see that. Again, this is like what was the travel time on that projectile from the Dread Knight, because it's that close right now.
I think what I loved from that fight is how the Dread Knight really forces those kind of like twitch reactions, those reflexes getting tested. You know, the sheer mobility that we saw put forward from Dread Knight there. Somehow Gigsy's still able to snap to it and get what he needs. Now, instant reposition. I think making a good call out, maybe get some damage if necessary, but sometimes a teleport like that, that's just going to be good for catching a Slayer slipping. Right, goes one way, you go the other. All you need to do here is waste time, and enough time's been wasted for that Pain Elemental to come back. But a major push, and actually looked like we're just waiting for the teleport, and here it comes. Gigzy now needs to find, and not only find, but pin down this Pain Elemental. Loving the positioning there from Matrix.
I mean, Matrix is showing us that clinic that we've seen quite a few times on this program, which is, if you are a Pain Elemental, Geo is not only your friend, it is your defense, it is your offense, it is your everything. And I mean, look, there's only so much space for a meatball to hide. Let's be honest, Gigsy's being very aggressive in the way that he should be. But now, wow, that was a delete button, I think, firmly hit. But again, you got the new pressure unit coming in with the Dread Knight. Of course, we got Bigger Bar Tactician, Burning Hate, none of which are that surprising. I do like the Burning Hate, though, because of the prioritization of armor, trying to last a little bit longer. Because the pressure is real. Like, between Machi and Ina here, it's basically like, don't breathe because we're not spawning in fodder for you to just chainsaw. So take what you can get on the field because there's not more coming, is what it seems like strat-wise.
In that last round, it was definitely all in. You find yourself in a position sometimes where you're just not confident you can escape, so you kind of have to go for that big all-or-nothing fight. And I've seen people say Dread Knight in the past, a demon that can be all in, and that time's right. Speaking of which, here we go. Happy to sacrifice a bit of that health if necessary, because now we're going to push forward and just get a bunch of damage. And hang on a minute, if we get this round, of which we will, you know what that means. We're going to be able to get those power upgrades. I don't even think I need to predict what they're going to take. Surely it's going to be Team Heal and the Baron. Okay, obstructions.
Love to see it.
Let's go.
And Baron's risky because, again, can it be like a third demon on the map, literally and figuratively? Figuratively, of course. However, it's also another meat hook point, and it's a big meat hook point. And on a map like this, where Gigsy's going to need him if he's being pressured, that's an interesting pick. And I do really want to see what happens if he comes out. I want it to happen so bad. I'm like hoping for a certain amount of length of this match right now, so we can see him. Let's see. Oh my!
It's been enough time. It's been enough time for everything to spawn, and that loot block. Surely, yeah, no way. The second I saw that loot block and I looked at that tender stack from Gigsy, I'm like, nah, there's no way he's going to survive that one. And no more upgrades. We're going straight into that final round. And lovely way to start. And this map, close to my heart. It's one of the first maps that I remember grinding out. And the game is very different now compared to when we started. I'm so far behind. It's not even funny.
And you've got that tie into the 2016 map, of course, between, basically Extraction, and then this coming out, but it's like, it's all the UAC vibes, and this has almost been a complete flip catch-up. Gigsy started out so strong, and now it's down to literally final map, final round, final everything. And by final map, of course, I mean just of match one. We have two more coming up after this, but this is where it really counts to see who's actually going to take this map.
Being forced to retreat and another scary loot block. Lovely ballista boost. And in these situations,
Baron's out.
Has to escape though. That Baron's on the chase and it's not going to be the priority in this situation. Get as much damage as we can to force them away. As you can see, their Pain Elemental looking pretty worse for wear. But at the same time, you're the Slayer. What do you do here? Do you stand and fight? Because you're weak yourself. And one wrong corner, especially on Extraction, especially down there, you're in a world of hurt. Uh-oh. Oh, I can't look. Teleport as well.
Oh no.
Big push. Loot block as well. Giggsy. I mean, got to escape.
Has
Jump pad. Surely that had to have been a ballista boost. But
okay. Survived. But for how long, Ketchup? The teleporter was used at the perfect time, but the loot is still being blocked, and the health and the armor is almost nil.
Oh. That box at the end says, you know what, mate? I think I'd like to kill you now. And Demon's taking that first map. I'm just loving the synergy. Now, you put Pain Elemental with any kind of aggressive demon and you know you're in for something, but the addition of Dread Knight, being able to really get point blank, get all up in there. The second we see the Dread Knights even in the game, you just look at how the demon functions in the campaign and you kind of know what you're going to be doing in PvP. And I think that we got what we were expecting, right? Just he's going to get point blank and just start slashing away.
But already, I feel like this is some of the highest level noxious hazards I've ever seen put on the map, because they're never placed where it's like, oh, this is where Gigsy's going to be. It's always kind of directing traffic a bit in a way that I haven't seen in maybe ever. And that was a crazy comp. I didn't expect it. I know that, with the Dread Knight, he kind of comes in and he serves as a pressure unit, sort of, an alt kind of for the Marauder with different, pluses and minuses. But the fact that there's the teleport ability there with that, orb, it's this just got so much more interesting, and we're only on match one. And I just wanted to say again, I am so happy to be here. I'm so happy to see you. And if you're ready, we could just go straight into match two, because that was flash in the pan, all the adrenaline, and we're back, right?
You don't even have to ask. I'm always ready. And I do wonder what the comp will be. It's nice to see this once again. And here we go.
Yes.
The new stuff. That's such a pretty map.
I'm telling you. Stronghold, it's just, again, like you say, Ketchup, it's it just keeps getting better and better and able to combine more and more things from different spots. This is that amazing synergy between some Amora sets and UAC set and just some newness. The Dread Knight has come back again with the Pain Elemental. It's the same comp we just saw. And again, shout out to Gigsy for that Doom 2 Slayer, because I swear to God, as soon as it was announced that it was earnable in Horde mode, I was like, see you later. I got a no-life Horde mode for a little while.
I mean, there's a distinct lack of bunny rabbit though, so I've got to say, minus points for that.
You expect to
with a
see Daisy
major
everywhere.
push already. I just the more rabbits, the better. That's how I roll. That's why I've got 6 of them at home. Loop block, big push. And actually, to be fair, you know, as we start things off, it's such a scary game to play in that first round. And actually, speaking of scary, Gigzy again.
Oh my god.
Oh, couldn't get it though. Couldn't get it. Got that crispy ballista and then the Pain Elemental having the last laugh.
I don't know if I've seen a more aggressive all-out first round in anything in a while. I'm like literally just trying to pay attention to their health to see who's surviving because they're popping like, it's just like dropping like flies in this. But okay, now we've got a couple of picks here for the end round. Same ones we saw before. Fit Meatball, of course. We've got the dash cooldown, and Maki's trying to basically prioritize to get. Oh no.
I mean, look, you can see, going into this round, you can see who is priority number 1.
Yeah.
You know, get that Dread Knight out of the situation, and actually, here we go again. Get some of that lovely resources on deck, move around and get some extra damage. Unlikely we're going to see the Pain Elemental go down here, and especially, one thing a lot of these new maps have in common, Tokyo, just avenues and corridors to play that defensive game. You know, when you're a demon waiting for your teammate to spawn, you can't really be out in the open. And that's one thing that these new maps have always given is just creativity and options for demons to be defensive.
Yeah, that's such a good point. And it's also just not 50-50. It's not like there's just one place to hide. My goodness, I think, again, Gigzy did the prioritization, get rid of the pressure unit first in that second round, and then it straight away was able to get the resources because there's only one loop block available on the map, and then did what he had to do. His meat hooks look crispy. I'm not even going to call them yeets, but I mean, if this was a speed run, he might be out of the map at this point.
Oh, wow. And we are going to start point blank. The objective's going to be to take that fight. Now, I do think that ground pound change that we saw get taken in, wonder if that's going to do something in this matchup. Keep an eye out, though. Pain Elemental, right? Eye in the sky, information, all that good stuff. But right now, just being a body to get in the way. Got to keep that Dread Knight alive. And that's going to be the source of main damage. And you can see, again, Gigzy says, you're the problem. I want to take you out, but no.
Oh, is there even the chance?
Nope.
Round 1.
He said, I've got 2 hands and 1 answer. Jesus.
The second I see, the second you see. Another Baron's coming out, by the way, clearly.
I love it.
Sentinel, I like the choice of Sentinel Infused. It's just so reliable. Give yourself just extra everything, pretty much. And yeah, you're caught in a bad spot, and the Dread Knight, he's licking his lips, he's eyeing you up, he's like,
And I like that this one, they're starting a little bit more, you know, like letting the Slayer come to them. But of course, now that it's them, it's an all-out brawl yet again. This matchup does not back down from literally any encounter. When it is on, it is fully on. But this is a really bad spot for Inamatrix. I don't know if she can survive.
Oh, you're so dead. You have got to be so dead.
Look at the
There's
health.
Ballista boost. Anything we can get. Just these. That was disgusting. I think I'm going to be sick.
I'm honestly surprised when she disappeared there for a minute. I was like, she's off the map. She's gone. She somehow found a hole in the map. She's out of it. All right, this is it, Ketchup. It's the 2v2. We've got here what feels like 2 seconds. I want to just like marvel at the map and these players, but I just have to keep my eyes on the health bars because they're just keep decreasing because everybody's doing DPS, Ketchup.
But at the same time, the key is going to be movement. I mean, these players make it look easy, but being able to move around this fast, hit all the shots, and swap all the weapons, it's kind of tricky. Now, importantly, actually forcing out that heal early. And that's going to be good information for Gigzy. He knows they've healed up, so now we can be a little bit more aggressive, perhaps. If the opportunity presents itself, you're not going to have to worry about that instant kind of regeneration. But you do have to worry about the extra bodies on the map. Sandwiched in, and there's the block. Temporary invincibility is definitely going to be better than nothing. And lovely position right in front of the teleporter. Get himself out of a rainy day. Uh-oh. Watch out now, though.
Hazard.
Or that invincibility. Ammo, lovely. But also being able to just kill that pressure situation. So much damage being dished out. Ballista boost is so tasty. And actually, that should be a dead Dread Knight. Just needs to hit the shots.
And it is.
A couple of shots too late, but I don't even know. I do not know if the Pain Elemental can survive this. Again, there's lots of room. Wait, the Baron! Right in the way.
It's the perfect time. Highway to the danger zone, saved by the Baron. This is the situation the demons needed, but it wasn't enough. There's an answer,
Nope.
Ketchup.
Nope is definitely the answer, and I think that match, you kind of blink and miss it. That's what I love about battle mode, right? That's what I love about this game mode is just how ferocious it is. like we've reached a point now where this game in year one, now those of us that are around, maybe some people are a bit newer, but when the game first came out, battle mode was a lot more of, I would say, like a defensive mode. There was a lot more of that kind of poke, if you will. I don't want to use too many fighting game terms, but the reality is people are taking that damage from far away and they're kind of looking for that right time to go in. Yeah. But it was such a ranged game for almost an entire year. And now I look at Battle Mode 2.0, I don't feel like I recognize it anymore. Everyone is now just so confident that it just never ends. The fight is ridiculous.
No, it's a good point. I mean, we used to have some of these broadcasts where we'd have like 10-minute almost matches because, especially when you have something, a comp like, you know, maybe like Archvile Pain. I mean, Pain's job is to survive and be the eyes in the sky, you know, evil as they were. And Archie's Vile is to just like stretch it out, you know, create space that you basically are always having to come to the Archvile. But like, the Dread Knight with that orb and the way that that Ina plays like the Pain Elemental so aggro, it's like, this is, you're right, this is like new grounds, new territory. And it's like I almost want to, should we just like replay every match? Because like I feel like I'm missing some stuff because they are just so aggro and so good. Like everybody's hitting everything. This is just a treat. Speaking of, we don't just have a treat of the fact that we are back again. It's not just the fact that we're somehow in two places at once, at least Ketchup is, because we've recorded this so everybody could be together on Friday, as was decreed by the logo up in that corner. I can't even do it. It's up there somewhere. We've also got we've got like a one tie each for each map. This is actually the deciding factor. This actually is a best of three, it just so turns out. So
you like that. You like to see it. You know, these are always exhibitions, and it's kind of play 3 maps, and what happens. But when it becomes one apiece, that's really nice. And you know what? I'd like to see that map, please.
Well, your wish is my command. Here we go. Right, this is Tundra. Tundra. Okay, so you got to think we're going to see a Pain Elemental coming out because that Zenith in the middle is just a Pain Elemental's like best friend, chef's kiss, just like where you want to be to avoid all the damage. So let's see what we get.
Slayer, expected. No surprises there, obviously.
Good pick. Good. Ooh,
Elvis Presley.
Ooh. And the Pain. Okay. Pain plus King? Pain King?
I mean, the King of Pain.
The King of Pain. All right.
Now, it's a huge part of the modern meta, isn't it, Mancubus? I mean, how things are different now. Mancubus went from being almost never picked to a few patches in now. Mancubus much more popular, serving that just utility, brawler, range, damage up close, obviously the flamethrowers, and now just that mobility on the bunny hop. People are getting better at doing it. However, Mancubus pretty good at dying right there. We're only a few seconds in, and already the large lad is gone. Pain Elemental, though, you said it yourself. This center point of the map, so good. The Pain Elemental to just get away and waste time.
Exactly. It's like the Pain Elemental is at home, even aesthetically with that samurai outfit. I feel like the colors match. Like she's literally blended into a part of the map, the Tundra. And also, again, I love the spicy Mancubus pick. It's such a different zoning thing. And again, since we've done this last, my God, hold on. Was the Mancubus there? Ketchup, I blinked. I wasn't sure. Did I miss it?
It was for a brief moment.
Okay.
But the Pain Elemental was going to join him in hell.
So Pain King has already left the building. That's fine. However, remember, as we see Dashing Bigger Bar and Fit Meatball come out here, no surprises. We've had so many changes since we got back here. Like, we've got damage fall off. There is different damage for different weapons hitting the Mankey. So even though he is a big boy of a target and, you know, the king of rock and roll and so on and so forth, it's also like he's gotten some really sweet buffs and, you know, nerfs to the Slayer to make him not just a giant target on the ground. He's actually got some variability now where he can sort of have a little bit more survivability. I don't understand what's happening, Ketchup. Why is he there? He's gone already.
It's another situation where this Pain Elemental needs to try and waste some time, but I think that it's so weak. Surely at this position, Gigsy's going to be content just taking some of that extra utility. The round's going to be over anyway. I was going to say that some Slayers, they're sometimes happy to keep a demon weak so they can get all their resources back. Because the second someone spawns, you're pretty free to just keep them staggered. You know, just kill them later. However, jumping into what could be the last round here, it's going to be double Tactician. We just need stuff to last longer. We need to have those reduced cooldowns because right now Gigsy is just getting in there. Which is the Slayer's way, isn't it?
It is, especially on a map like this, and especially if you can get rid of the Mancubus, you know how analog Oh my god. I feel like I've cursed it every time I say the word Mancubus. There just isn't one. But when there was a Mancubus on the map, I was going to say, as soon as you get rid of him, you know, it's such a static game. It's cat and mouse, but, you know, beefcake and meatball. So it's like that is usually goes the beefcake's way. You know, Slayer, stay hungry. You don't have to get hungry. But, okay, Mancubus is back on the map, and I am believing in the Mank right now. Ketchup, I'm just believing it.
See that utility of the heal coming through, and Tactician is going to make that better. It lasts longer, the cooldowns are shorter. It's just so good for that heal base, but more of that damage, and the quick switch just never ends. Both players mega weak, and there's that invincibility. It's going to take a little bit of time. The shield is up though, and a major push. Is that going to be enough? Yes. 140 health left. Come on.
Glob. Like, can we just talk about for a second how the meatball just handled business? And again, I love seeing. Okay, first of all, we're in the bonus rounds now. We've got powers. There might be a Baron on the map. We might have 3 almost player demons on the map. Big boys coming out. However, like the Pain Elemental just handled business in that situation. But the Mancubus using the healing volume last round, I feel like that is almost like a sweet buff coming with the Tactician that they have. So you're getting that back faster. You're seeing it here again. As long as the Mancubus can just stay the tank of health and damage, I think we have a chance here to see this maybe even go another round. But I don't want to curse anything, so I'm just going to let it play out, Ketchup.
Gigzy has opted to go for pure just deletion factor. That endless rage, you have to watch out for it. The second you get those chainsaws, glory kills, whatever, that extra damage on deck just makes things so much scarier. Especially going on the fact that there's going to be a team heal. You know, there's going to be that extra stack regeneration. The Barons can make things even worse. But again, caught out of nowhere. Definitely kind of looked like Gigzy didn't want to end up down there. But you know what? A wise man said sometimes it just be like that.
It's the scientific method. It's F around and find out. And we are at that precious moment. I just want to frame here for a second if I can before it ends. This is a 2-2 final map. Final decider of who wins, who is the dominant life form, whether it be Slayer or Demon. And Ketchup, I just feel like there is, oh my god, oh my god. It's down to the 1v1 we've seen so many times, but the Zenith is there. Loot has been blocked. This is the situation that if you can get
block the Endless Rage. It's not going to block the use of Endless Rage. I tell you what, I think the damage boost is going to be just as appreciated. 470 health left. That may as well be nothing.
The stack is back. Oh my. Oh my. Let's see the Doom 2 pose.
Where's the bunny?
Oh damn.
Show me
shots in the sky. I think I can breathe again, maybe. Did we just see 3 maps?
Yeah, believe it or not, we did.
Jesus Christ.
They were great. I really like the use of Endless Rage actually at the end there. You can just see the damage boost is something that's so terrifying. Slayer gets crazy damage anyway, but then the second you chuck that on top, loot block is one thing, but now you're afraid of every glory kill. No matter what it is, you're scared of it because, especially in the hands of a really good player, already going to be hitting all the shots, and now you have to deal with that extra just shred damage. And it was a big part of the end there. You know, you can block the loot. Now, I mean, I could be, correct me if I'm wrong, but I am pretty certain that when you use Endless Rage, even if they block the loot, it's not going to stop the benefit of the damage buff, right? So even if they stop the resources from coming together, you're still going to get that opportunity to push in and do damage if you've got a little bit of ammo left, which we kind of saw at the end of that map.
I mean, should we just bring him out? Because I have questions, and I feel like we haven't seen all these beauties in the community in a while. So without further ado, 3, 2, 1, the magic of Discord. Here we are. Okay. Ta-da. Here we are. Look at all these beauties. Maki has turned literally into the manifestation of a Friday Night Fights loop video. I don't know how you've done it, Maki. Do you want to tell me your secret first off? We'll just start with you.
Actually, I have a camera on. I'm just lit myself on fire.
Oh, wow.
Imagine. Well, you look amazing. I just want to let you know. I'm here for it. Okay, we're going to go right to left. So Maki is a man literally on fire, both in play as a Mancubus and now on stream. Inamatrix, welcome. A Pain Elemental in the sky. Like, walk us through how you guys do your team comp with you being the meatball evil eyes in the sky as a samurai. How do you do it?
For me, my job mostly is just to put up my shield when it's available, dash in, get into Slayer's face, hopefully block some of his shots, so my teammate can survive and hopefully can finish out the round. Because my teammate was playing as Dread and also Mank. They are basically the carry for the team. So I just have my job is just to chunk down his armor, and then he's gonna come in and finish the job basically.
I think we have a fair amount to talk about when it comes to what we now know as like, modern battle mode. The game mode has gone through so many changes, even throughout its first year. To now Battle Mode 2.0, we have the inclusion of not only the new maps, but the new demon, right? The Dread Knight. That has really changed the mode quite a bit, I think, with just how much new stuff there is, combined with all the balance changes that came along the way. So I think it's a real opportunity to talk to everyone about that. Starting with you, Gigzy, actually. Slayer, repping it, doing really well, clearly hitting a lot of really good shots and stuff like that, which we love to see. As a Slayer, has the inclusion of the Dread Knight kind of mixed things up a little bit, right? Have you ever had to approach matchups differently now? There's a new demon in the mix.
Yeah, you absolutely have to approach a match a lot differently if the Dread Knight is on the field. Like, having to deal with the pressure that he puts on you, the time pressure specifically. Like, if you don't get rid of him fast, you then have in the back of your head, okay, I need to be really careful about this because I could be, just annihilated in seconds otherwise. Like,
Yeah, because I feel like
you just have to, yeah.
didn't we used to
Sorry,
have
go on.
it almost with the Marauder? It felt like it was that cowboy shit, right? It was that like 1v1 like shootout, but with the Dread Knight, it feels different. Like you're saying, like it feels like when that pressure is on, like what does your play become? Is it evade or is it burn or like what is your where does your mind go?
So once the Dread Knight's Berserk is up, it's obviously want to avoid him if you can, but at the same time, while he's not using Berserk, you can still get shots off on him for full damage, and even when he does have Berserk, it's not God mode, it's armor. So
That's something we definitely
I
saw a
see.
lot from you. Oh, sorry, continue. I think you might cut out a little bit. Continue.
Sorry, I was just saying, I see so many players who treat the Berserk as Slayer like it's God mode. It's not God mode. You can still kill him while he's berserking, but it's just extremely dangerous to do so.
But that's what we saw from you a lot in those maps is kind of public enemy number one style. The moment that map begins, you instantly run it for Dread Knight and just try and get as much damage as you can before. Is a big part of that to kind of make it so the Berserk is less threatening? Like if there's less stack there, you might have more of a chance?
That also, and I just want to essentially give myself more time because if I have killed him, that puts him on a 20-second timer for the respawn. So, like, it's 20 seconds at the start of the round anyway to get his Berserk. So, adding another 20 on top, is just net positive in general.
It was fun to watch. It was actually really nice kind of looking at an element of someone just getting completely picked out like that. Speaking of which, actually, I think it's about time we pick out the person who is yet to tell us how to pronounce the name, but we've given it a really good go. Machivode, right? We've seen you throughout the night with that. Run me through your experiences with this demon, right? That's what I want to know.
It's been tricky, but it's also been really exciting at the same time. Because like Slayer has so many ways to counter him. He's got iframes, he's got portals, he's got ballista boosting, meat hooking, everything. And it really forces your pain to be on their A game with especially with body blocks and with like the pressure. Because I only have 2,000 health, right? So
And Machi, like, would
I
you
don't know.
say were you like a Marauder main before? I mean, I know that
No, I was a Mank main.
a Mank main. Okay, because
Oh, yeah.
that's a pretty wild
There's so
difference,
much.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the anti-Mancubus. Like, especially last night when we were still grinding him.
Yeah.
We're discovering more so much, and sorry, I'm nervous.
No, you're doing great. Yeah, I mean,
Mank has like everything at the start, right?
right.
He's got all his flamethrower fuel. He's got everything. You can, if Slayer gets caught out, you can just push him, run him down. He's dead.
Yeah.
With Mank, it's like, or with Dread, you hold back as much as you can, and then just explode on him at the end.
It just gives really big campaign
Yeah.
vibes to me. Because I feel like we're always in that situation on campaign where there's a Dread Knight, not really worried about it, and then the second it leaps in, it's like, oh crap, what do I do now?
Yeah.
But again, like any good high DPS character is only as good with a teammate like Inamatrix. So you walk through your Pain Elemental a bit of your strat, but like, were you always a Pain Elemental main, or is it something you kind of like landed on, or was it this comp in particular that made you go, we're gonna need to survive because it is like all or nothing with the other demon?
You know, like when I started playing with Mach, I used to be playing Marauder and Mank. Only until recently we started like switching it up and trying to see if it works better, because I'm kind of not into Mank's movement, so maybe I just want to do something else different, or so I landed on Pain instead, and I feel like I like this character better than Mank, for me personally. So yeah, so it's been working out fine with me being the Pain, but yeah, I still have a lot to work on, obviously, to support my teammate. So it's been a journey.
That's always a good part of it, though. You know, what I've always loved about battle mode is kind of when you start playing with different people, you might start either playing different demons entirely, or you might play the same demon but then approach an entirely different matchup. You know, that's one thing I always did with Revenant, is that sometimes you'd want to go defensive, sometimes you'd want to go, you know, green box. It could be very, very different now. I'm sure it is. But it was one of my favorite parts of, I guess, the social element of battle mode. But you know what, Gigzy, I really want to chat to you about the final map that we saw. Going in with the Endless Rage, right?
Yeah.
So we don't always see that, or we didn't used to, that's for sure. But throughout the course of even this session that we saw with the 3 maps, you would use kind of a different power upgrade depending. So what in your head makes you go in for Endless Rage?
Basically, I just wanted to always have in the back of their heads, like, okay, we need to be really careful about these chainsaws and this extra damage, because like, if that Mank gets in close with you and he has like the right circumstances, he can absolutely kill you just as fast as a Dread Knight. But I basically just wanted to sort of take a bit of extra pressure off myself there in a different way that you do with the Dread, by making them sort of respect the DPS a bit more.
Sure. That was good. Well, it clearly worked out, because the second you would pop that, yeah, I couldn't hear the comms, but I'm sure it's you can, without hearing comms, hear Endless Rage, watch out. Because that's always what happens. Every time you can see that invuln, like just that little bar underneath the Slayer's icon, you worry about it straight away. But it's been a really, really fun session. No, continue, mate, continue.
Yeah, I was just saying that's the same reason I picked Mastercard for that matchup as well, is to get that chainsaw more often, because I think I heard you say before that glory kills, but those the glory kills don't actually count towards Endless Rage anymore.
That really proves how out of date I am. I need to catch up.
We're just a bunch of dinosaurs. That's why we invited you guys to be like, so tell us what's new in the last. No, I'm just kidding.
No, we're bringing in the newcomers, because we're already washed up old men.
That's what it is.
That's why I'm no longer the expert at battle mode. Sorry to say, I'll grind back in there.
That's right. We're like in the sarcophagus right now as far as like tier. Speaking of which, Gigzy,
Cloud.
I know, that's what we're doing right now, because they're up there. So Gigzy, speaking of which, in the new Battle Mode 2.0 update, there's also a global leaderboard for Battle Mode specifically. And last time I checked, you were maybe up there a little bit. Where are you at currently?
I believe I'm still currently at number 1, or at least I would hope so.
Catch up. Did you know that this is happening right now? Did you know we had number 1 Battle Mode Slayer in the world global leaderboard in game right now on stream? Did you know that?
I mean, it definitely looked like we did, didn't it?
Yeah.
I saw the maps. I saw the sweats. I
You
saw
saw
the
it.
shots. The mobility.
You
The
saw what
mobility was
happened.
sick.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Gigzy, specifically, like, the one thing I kept seeing and being super impressed with was like, and I've never seen this exact style of it before. I feel like you have magnetic meat hooks. And what I mean by that is like every time you meat hook, it's like you meat hook to whatever you want to meat hook to, and you're instantly kind of like locked on to where you want to go and what you're aiming at next. Like I've seen a lot of players, like you got players like Inamatrix that came in here early on and showed us like what a yeet hook was and how you could like literally just yeet yourself to any place like as far away from the two demon players as possible. But specifically, I wanted to call out, like, tell us about these magnetic meat hooks, how you've honed them, what they are. Again, this is a trademark that you now own. I've been handing it over. I've been working on this all stream, so it now belongs to you. Tell us about your magnetic meat hooks.
Let's call them the mag hooks, I guess.
Ooh.
I don't know. It's just something I've gotten used to using over the course of however long this game's been out now. How long is it?
With the pandemic, 100 years probably,
Year-
I think.
year and a
Yeah,
half?
150 years. Yeah.
It's a blur. It's a blur, mate. I'm not the one to
150 years,
ask.
Let's go with that. But yeah, I just a lot of people like to use them to get around. I like them to be more aggressive. That's my whole play style, is aggression.
I think it's reflected by the stuff that you take on the maps, and I mean, just the shots that you can hit. You can see a lot of confidence coming through that, and that's, I guess, what the combat of Doom Eternal was all about. Whether it's multiplayer or campaign, if you know what you're doing with the weapon swaps and the damage that you're able to do, you're kind of just doing the maths in your head at an absolute record pace, then you become really scary in battle mode, even if you do have to approach demons differently in PvP. But you know what? It's been really fun sitting here and having a chat with everyone. But Tokyo, what we always do to close out each show is give every one of our wonderful guests a chance to give shout outs or thanks or whatever. So we'll start with you, Gigzy, and then we'll just go from left to right. Is there anything you want to say to the people before we wrap up today's broadcast?
Keep
Not
on
to put you on the
slaying.
spot.
That's good. I like that. Number one on the leaderboards. Keep on slaying. I like that.
Keep on slaying. I don't know. Obviously, I'd like to give a big shout out to my two wonderful opponents here. They have. I would like to say they've improved quite a lot in the weeks leading up to our matches. Obviously, big shout outs to the up and coming.
Oh, I think we lost your audio there for a second.
But we lost you at up and coming. The second it comes back, we'll just continue where we left off.
Did your mic just unplug? You're like, this was actually something that they asked me to say, and then someone ran by and unplugged your mic. How can we hear you? There you are.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, the up and coming matches in the next few weeks. All the people involved in that, good friends with each of. I'm good friends with each of them. And of course, big shout out to Spicy Demons. You know who all of you are. Big thank you. Jeez. I wish I thought of this earlier.
You didn't have your Oscar speech prepared? That's pretty good. I mean, you covered a lot of bases. It's pretty good.
You could have ended
Thank
it
you,
at Keep
thank
On
you.
Slaying, and it would have been just as good. Honestly.
Slaying.
Everything else is just icing on the cake at this point.
I think I'm good.
I wanted to confirm. I'm sitting there patiently waiting. But on that bombshell, Matrix, you're up next.
Okay. So thanks to you guys for putting out the show. It's been an honor to be on the show, and
Pleasure.
Absolutely.
obviously my teammate Mark, and also our lovely opponent here, Gigzy. It's been very fun matches to play. Very fun. Reminds me of Blitz chess, so it's always like it goes so fast, and it's always fun. Obviously, Spicy, Hugh, and Simplu, all the good advice and guidance from them, and to all the audiences out there. And yeah, thank you for Thanks for everything. Happy holidays.
Nice.
Definitely amen to that. And last but not least, Mr. Dread Knight, Machi.
Okay, mine's gonna sound mostly the same, but I want to add a shout out to Damos for editing all this.
Yes.
Subscribe
Thank
to his
you.
channel. His content is amazing. And what else? Shout out to Matrix for putting up with my nonsense and double loop blocks, especially. And I don't know. The show, the audience, Spicy, Too Simply, great advice. That's about it.
I mean, you know what this all sounds like to me? Shout-outs to community. I don't think Friday Night Fights would be here at all without them. So 100% shout-outs to everyone that just watches the show, enjoys the show, and just keep on playing battle mode, man. It just keeps getting better and better, and there's a whole bunch of like new blood out there that is incredible and inspiring, I think is the word.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. With the power of the internet, I'm going to temporarily fade you away, but know that we love you and we loved watching these matches. Thank you for sharing with us. Goodbye for now. Catch up. Like you just said, it's about new blood. It's about 2.0. Should we just flash the schedule to show what we've got next week, which is just coming like
Go on then, mate. Go on then, me
only
old mate.
7 days from now? All right. Here it is. This is for all the chums and all the mates everywhere. We got Chuck coming at you. That's next week. I mean, I was going to just start taking a shot at these names, but honestly, as soon as I got to Alpha Titan, for some reason, I was starting to just make other words out of that. But of course, Aziops, that's a return. That's a returnal to the streams, back to Friday Night Fights, back in the fold. Some classic console players now switching sides to the dark side of PC. And then, of course, Hugh, Tene, Flavorful Gecko. Hugh now not attached to Simplu, coming out as a Slayer. That's going to be spicy. That's going to be hot. And wait a second, skirt. That's not a Friday. That's a Wednesday on the 15th of December. But don't worry, Andromeda. Zan coming out as a demon with Zambit. I feel like Zan and Zambit. I don't know. I guess I never said it out loud. Like that gives me all like Zan and Zam. That's gonna be a ridiculous cast. We're gonna be like Zan passed it to Zan. Zan's actually passed it back to. It's gonna be like tennis with the same name. It's gonna be nonstop fun. Catch up. What are your thoughts looking at just what's ahead of us here?
I'm really worried about reading out those names, but you know what? I'm always up for a challenge.
Yeah.
But it's a great opportunity to just see what current battle mode is looking like, and that's what Friday Night Fights always is. I see a lot of familiar faces in there, and I see definitely some players that I'd need to kind of scrub up on and do a bit of research on, which is always a good time.
Yeah.
You love checking out new footage. And it may as well be a new game mode at this stage.
Seriously.
So bring it on. Looking forward to seeing it, and thanks for watching, everyone. Much love.
Absolutely. Catch up. My brother from another mother. I think I'm pointing at you, and if I am, know that I love you, and I've missed you, and I'm glad to be back because we got 3 more weeks in a row to just show what 2.0 looks like, what battle mode, the new face, the new generation looks like. And I wouldn't rather be doing it with anybody else but you. So thank you. And thank you everybody out there for watching. We will see you guys in 7 days. It's going to feel like tomorrow. We'll see you then. We love you. Keep it spicy. Later, guys.